Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I wanted to do a video about lip oils today because I rely so heavily on a product like this in the summertime. And I thought it would be fun to rank them. There are some that I had to pull out of the deep, dark corners of my collection because they are definitely not faves. And I thought it would be fun to rank them from the ones that I like the least to the ones that I just can't stop reaching for. So these are not lip oil sticks. These are not glosses, but these literally say the words lip oil on them. And I wanted to go through, and they're all kind of like a syrupy, almost a gloss-like formula, but they definitely have a different feel to them. And I wanted to go through and show you my collection, but also to tell you if you're looking for something, which ones are worth your time and your money and which ones to completely skip. I'm always looking for like the perfect lip product, so I shouldn't be surprised that I have 20 in front of me. But I'm going to kind of tell you what my criteria is. I want a comfortable applicator. I want something that is going to distribute the product without too much effort. I don't want to have to dip in multiple times to get what I want. I also don't want it to pull out so much that I look like I have honey running down my mouth. I don't want anything like that. So it has to be like just the perfect amount. The applicator needs to be comfortable. And then on top of that, the formula needs to feel good on the lips and not travel. That's really what I'm looking for. All right, so the one that I have liked the least, and to me is a complete waste of my money, and I'm so sad I even still have it, is this one here from Juvia's Place. This is at number 20. This is the Juvia's Place lip oil. I think this is the watermelon one. Okay. First of all, there's a lot of product that comes off on the doe foot, and the doe foot is, I think I described a doe foot similar to this, like a rock covered in moss. Hard and uncomfortable, scratchy, and just not elegant in any way, shape, or form. It feels mostly, it's kind of thin on the lips, but there's so much of it. It's just like more than you need. And it doesn't last very long. This lasts for like maybe 25 minutes and then she's gone. I got it because I got it on sale at Ulta and I wish I had skipped it. So for me to you, don't get this one. Here is the one from Juvia's Place. The next one I have for you is from Hard Candy. This one is not bad. This is their Glosstopia Lip Oil Repair. And okay, when I say it's not bad for the drugstore. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that is amazing. Again, another one of those really uncomfortable applicators, or it feels really hard and plasticky. This formula feels more oil-like, where the one before felt more gloss-like. This has a really heavy, fruity smell that I don't really care for. If you're looking at this, you can even see a difference here. This one is not nearly as shiny as this. If you're looking for shine, you might actually really like this. It's that scent in the applicator that I don't like. I also find that this kind of runs off my lips and doesn't last a terribly long time, but you'll see that this looks like it has a softer, more cushy texture to it, where this looks like oil running down the hand. Next one I have is from Blend Bunny. This one I got because I thought it might be fun to try something that was like a gray or a black sort of lip oil to kind of tone things down a little bit. I don't know. I don't know whether it's the color I don't like. Again, the applicator. Don't love the applicator. Actually, I don't mind the color. I like it better when I pair it with something else. But the formula here is really thin. It has a little bit of a plushy feel, but I don't love it. This doesn't have a scent to it, which I really appreciate. There are some others in this collection that do have a scent. We'll get to that. But this one is just, to me, just kind of unremarkable. It's like any other standard lip oil. It doesn't have anything really going for it. The last one in the roundup of ones that I really just didn't care for, I'm sorry to say, is this one here from Revlon. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous Glimmer Lip Oil. I like that this one had a better doe foot. I like the doe foot on this one just a little bit more. The texture is very thin if you like a thinner lip oil, but I feel like I have to keep going back to get, I can do like my bottom lip and then I need to dip in again for a second go around for the top lip. And I wish I had enough just pulling the applicator out once. I feel like I'm showing you hardly anything here, but there's a, I don't know. I feel like this one's still continuing to drip. This one is, again, not bad for the drugstore. And I don't want to have to qualify something as not bad for the drugstore. Just really unremarkable. So those are the four that I don't recommend. Those are the four that I'm like, you could very easily skip and get something else. Something that is less expensive than some of these and be just better off altogether. All right, let's move into the category of, okay, yeah, these are nice. I like these. The next one I have for you is from Tier. I actually have been using this a lot since I picked it up about a month ago, and I think that I've decided that it's just okay. This one is pH adjusting, and I don't love that. I do love how much comes out on the applicator. I feel like we get a really nice amount, and the applicator on this is not terrible, but it smells heavily of rose. If you are not somebody who likes a scented lip product, stay away from this. Is this the best lip oil I've ever tried? No, but I don't hate this one. And when you have as many lip products as I do, I tend to reach for the ones that I really love, and a lot of the rest of these kind of fall to the wayside. This one has kind of fallen to the wayside, but it's not a bad lip oil. If you happen to be making a purchase from Tier or from a company that sells the brand, it's not a bad lip oil, but it's not the first one I'm going to tell you need to run out and get. All right, the next one I have for you is another not bad for the drugstore. I actually feel like this one is nicer. Like the other drugstore ones I had before were like, no, don't do it. This one I wouldn't say skip. I just say know what you're getting into with this. This is the Fat Oil Lip Drip from NYX. I have the shade Scrollin'. This one is a little warmer than I like to wear, and I think that's one of the things that keeps me from using it. I also don't really love the doe foot. I also find that I get a lot of product up in the cap, and I don't really care for that. I'm forever cleaning this cap out because the stopper doesn't really, I mean, there's a lot left in the stopper when you pull it out, and then that product gets shoved up on the rod and then into the cap, and I hate a messy lip product. It's not the worst applicator, but it's still a hard plastic applicator. The velvet on this one is just a little bit softer, but not by much. So this is one where I definitely feel like it's okay for the drugstore. It's not a bad one. I wouldn't say don't get this one, but there are other ones I would recommend to you at a similar price point that you might like a little bit better than this. Here's one from City Lips. This is their plumping lip oil, and I have the shade Sangria in this. I love the applicator on this thing. The applicator on this, it looks different, but it's so, like, it's flexible, it's comfortable, it's very, very, very thin. This is more on the oil side of things, less on the glossy side of things, and I love how this hydrates my lips. This one actually feels so good on the lips. I think this one might actually need to be a little bit higher, but I just find that I don't reach for it. It's right here. It's expensive. I think the reason I have it placed where I do is that it is an expensive lip product. This was one that City Lips sent to me, and I like it, and I just wish I used it more because putting it on right now feels actually really lovely on the lips. Next one I have for you is from Ami Collet. This lip oil is actually one that I like a lot. And I love that the doe foot, I'm going to apply it first though that you can see there's something really interesting about this doe foot. It's just a really heavy, almost sticky gloss. I know it says lip oil, but when you put this on, this stays on for hours. So if you're looking for longevity, this might be the one you're looking for. I like that it does have some flex to it. I like that. The flocking is really soft, but if you'll look at the tip of the wand, there are some ridges in there that really grab onto the product as it's coming out of the tube, and then it really applies beautifully. The only problem I have, and you can see it starting right here, when I'm talking, it does have a pull if you over apply. I'm a chronic over applier. That's why this one's down that low, is because I hate that stringy cheese pull situation. It's really, this is the color Excellence. It's so beautiful. I like how glossy it is compared to the rest of these. It's like a piece of glass, but you just have to make sure you do not over apply. This lasts a super long time on the lips. It's in the, low to mid 20s range at Sephora. So it's kind of on the more expensive side, and it's down low because it does that kind of glossy, stringy situation that I don't like. but it is a very nourishing, heavy duty lip oil that you might appreciate if you know kind of what you're getting into and are not a chronic over applier like I am, because I love everything about it except for that one aspect of it. It is a little on the sticky side and it does tend to string and pull. The next one I have for you is from Moira. This is the Glow Getter Hydrating Lip Oil. I actually really like this one a lot. This feels like if you're going to be doing a affordable lip product, because this definitely falls into affordable. It's not really drugstore because you can't get it at the drugstore. Put a nice doe foot on it, for pity's sake. That's all I'm asking. It's like, I want a comfortable doe foot. And even though this is tiny, it is very much so a comfortable doe foot. It picks up just the right amount where I can get both upper and lower lip done with pulling it out once, which is what I like. The other thing I like about this is look how flexible it is. It has this little scoop here where it kind of molds to your mouth. Here's the Moira. It's not quite as glassy as the one, but you can even see here how it's kind of collecting as my hand is being held up. The one from Ami Collet, just be careful. But this one here is super glassy, super comfortable. It lasts longer than some of the other ones that I've tried for you up to this point. But for me, it's the fact that she's affordable, comes in a lot of colors, has a really comfortable doe foot. It's not one of those big juicy ones, but it does a pretty good job and it feels nice on the lips. And it does a good job of hydrating. I would say this is kind of between an oil and a gloss, where it's thin like an oil, but not as thin as some of the other things. Like the City Lips is a little bit thinner, and not quite as oily as, say, maybe the Tear feels more like an oil overall. But this one is a nice kind of in the middle of a gloss and a lip oil formula. But when it comes to affordability, this one's great. If you're making a purchase from Moira and you like a lip oil, I would say this one's worth trying. All right, here's one that I actually really like a lot, and I like it a lot that you can see I've actually used more than half of it. I have several of these. And this right here is the Glow Reviver Lip Oil from e.l.f. One of the reasons that I like this so much is this gives me the experience with the doe foot of a luxury lip oil. Because the doe foot on this is everything I'm looking for. It's soft, it's flexible, the flocking isn't scratchy or hard. It pulls out just enough to be able to do both my upper and my lower lip. It's not as like glossy and heavy as some of these guys here, and not as thin as the one from City Lips, but it's beautiful. It has a little bit of a hint of mint to it. It's not really tingly, but this is definitely one of those, if you don't want to spend the dollars to get a high-end luxury one, the closest one I would say is this one here from e.l.f. This one is actually really, really nice, especially for the price you're paying. Those first 10 were the ones that were at the bottom and kind of in the middle. These next 10 go from I love all of these to the one that I really enjoy the most. All right, and I'm still trying to decide if that one's in the right spot. All right, next one I have for you is one from L'Oreal. This is the Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil. This is a plumping one, so be careful if you don't like things that are really aggressive when it comes to kind of like that stinging and plumping feeling, because this has it. I love the doe foot on this. The doe foot on this is interesting. I'm going to apply some so I can show you the doe foot, but it's very flexible. It's very soft. The flocking on this is remarkable. This also applicator feels like a high-end applicator. All right. Do you see how there's like little beads in the center? And those aren't actual beads. There's the plastic texture underneath, but then those beads are flocked. So you're getting a really nice, smooth application. I really, really like this, but the plumping is kind of an intense thing. If that's not for you, I would say skip this. I like the way that it makes my lips look. It lasts a while. It feels really nice. I like this one. I think this one's beautiful, but out of all of the ones that I have, I still feel like there are other formulas that I like just a little bit more, but this is a great drugstore. I really couldn't decide between like these two, like, should they be this way? Should they be this way? I feel like I like this one just a little bit more than this because, and it could be the shade that I have, but it also is the fact that it does a little bit of plumping, and I like that. The next lip oil I have for you is from Crave Beauty. This is kind of an indie brand. I love so many of their skincare items. When they came out with the lip oil, I was like, yes, I have to try. This one's really interesting because it comes in refillable packaging. You're able to clean off the wand because the wand doesn't have any flocking on it. It's completely metal. And that's one of the things, even though it is reusable, that I don't like about this. And you can use the same packaging, to put your other shades of this product in there. The problem I have with this is that when it lays down, you can see it kind of leaves it all in one place, and you really have to spend time dragging it across the lips. But the way it feels on the lips and the way that it moisturizes, like, I forgive it all of the faults that I blame it for this. Okay, reusable packaging, that's wonderful, but I don't have to have that. I want, every time I pull it out, for it to apply easily and not have to bring a finger in to do the rest of the blending. That's the thing that I don't like about it. But it does have a really interesting, totally metal applicator. If it were any larger, it would cause problems in applying this product. But this is what it looks like. This is the shade Cherry Cola. It comes in a lot of shades. The reason this is this far up with an applicator that I don't like is because it feels so good on the lips. It feels super hydrating. This stays for a while, and it really makes my lips, by the end of the day, if I'm wearing this all day long, my lips feel so much better at the end of the day. There is a lot of skincare ingredients in this, and it does a wonderful job of making my lips that maybe start out parched and slightly flaky, by the end of the day, they're just juicy and pluscious. They're just so good. This is called the Plumptuous Lip Jelly, and I love the formula. I'm just not a huge fan of the applicator. All right, remember, these are all ones that I really love and I've been reaching for a lot. This next one, I like so much. It's the applicator I don't like. It's from RMS. This is the Legendary Lip Oil. I have the shade Carolina in this, and you can hear what a tight squeeze it is to get this out, which means there's not a lot of product on the doe foot. The wiper does too good a job of taking product off. So I feel like I have to go in and I have to spend a lot of time kind of rolling product off other places, like off the rod, and dip back in multiple times to be able to finish putting it on my lips. But I love the feel of the formula so much. I just wish the wiper wasn't as aggressive at cleaning off the wand. And I feel like the wand here is the same sort of wand that we're getting from like Hard Candy or from Juvia's Place. That really unfortunate, really hard plastic. So if this were to have the wiper and the doe foot from, say, the L'Oreal or from the e.l.f., this one's really great. The formula is fantastic. I'm not smelling anything here. I like that it doesn't have a scent, but for me, the way that it feels on the lips, this is another one. The more I wear it, the more my lips love it. And it's very, very hydrating on the lips. So it's also a much thinner formula. And I don't know if that's because this was pulling it out once and when I can get on the back of my hand, but I have been like chronically reapplying this or applying, and then going for several hours, but I have not been able to put this down. I really have been liking this one. This next one of my favorites. I've been wearing so much this summer. This is from Merit. This is their shade Slick Sheen, and this is in the shade Tabby. It's a beautiful brown. This has a nice applicator on it. It does have some flex to it, which I really like. The flocking is soft, but it's just so tiny. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it has a really beautiful, like the lip oil itself is so lovely. It brings out a measured amount, and pulling it out once is just enough for me to do both my top and bottom lip. This is Tabby right here. This is one that I have in 2 other shades and I reach for all the time. Ones that I'll have to go and like, where did I leave it? I left it in my purse, or it's in a pocket of one of my pairs of pants and I don't want to put it through the wash. I have to make sure I empty my pockets, or I'll leave it on the bathroom counter. One that I've been taking with me because I have multiples of this formula. This is such a beautiful formula and it feels so good, but it's a very different applicator, because a lot of lip oils come with a big fat kind of plump juicy applicator. This one is more like your old school gloss wand, but still does a great job. And for me, it's the formula and the shades that are just so delicious. Okay, here's one that's brand new to my collection and new overall, but the minute I tried it, I was like, yes, 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 yes. This is from Glossier. This is the glazed lip oil, and this is in the shade Frosted. It's kind of like their lavender shade. I love the doe foot. It's kind of like a big chunky doe foot. It's not like one of those round paddle shapes, but I was wearing this in a video recently. I think it was the last one I did. And I had so many people asking me what I was wearing on my lips, and it was this. This shade, especially, I've been wearing ones that are pH adjusting, that are darker, been wiping my lips. So they are definitely, without anything on them, my lips are definitely a little bit darker than they would normally be. But since I don't have terribly pigmented lips, this, when they are not irritated or stained, is lovely. Just the slightest hint. This feels much more lightweight than some of the other lip oils. Here it is. Not only is the shade light, but the texture itself is really light. This is one though that stays on. I've been wearing it regularly since it arrived. It has a nice cushion plush to it. It's not quite as cushy as, say, the one from L'Oreal or the one from RMS when you get an appropriate amount on. But this one it's got just a little bit of a tingle, a small tingle. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10. This one has a tingle of like maybe a 1.5. I mean, you can feel it, but it's like, am I feeling anything? So it's very light. But I love the way that it feels on the lips and that it lasts for a couple of hours before it needs to be reapplied. That's something that I definitely look for in a formula so that I don't have to constantly be, applying. I don't mind applying, but I don't want it to be something that needs to be done so that my lips don't dry out. At number 5, this is my highest ranked drugstore lip oil. I love this thing so much. It's the Fruit Fetish lip oil from Milani. This is such a great formula. They've got a ton of shades. Each scent is a little bit different, but it never smells like it's too much. That's my personal opinion. If you are scent averse, you do want to know that. I don't love the applicator. This is up here for the formula because the applicator is, oh, it's so sad. This applicator is not as good as other drugstore applicators. I feel like the L'Oreal and the e.l.f. kind of went out. This one still does have some flex to it, which I appreciate. And the flocking is not scratchy. I'm not saying that it's super soft, but I feel like what's great about this is the formula itself. It's very thick. It's very much like it's enrobing my lips. It's keeping them hydrated. It has a nice, very subtle scent to it. I love this formula. I think it's one that I've recommended so many times. I would say formula-wise, if you're looking for a drugstore lip oil, this is my favorite one. I feel like despite the fact that it doesn't have the same really lovely applicators that the e.l.f. and the L'Oreal have, the formula is just better. And there are more color options. And I really like that about it. And it kind of plays more like a gloss and feels more like a gloss. But if you're looking for something that's really thin and oil-like, this may not be for you. But I love this. This is definitely one of my favorite lip products from the drugstore. And this is not one of those that's great for the drugstore. It's just great. This used to be my absolute favorite top ever lip oil. This is from Beauty Pie. This is the Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil. Okay, so this is a limited edition shade from a couple years ago that you can't get anymore. But this formula is so delicious. It's so good. Again, something that it's a really thin paddle, but it's super flexible, and the flocking is so soft on this. And pulling it out once is just enough to perfectly coat my lips, and that's what I'm looking for. It's right here. It's a very light peachy shade, but it's so pretty on the lips. For me, because this never strings and pulls, because it's not oily, it doesn't kind of go outside of my lip line. This stays where I put it, and it stays for a long time, for sometimes up to 3 hours. Now, if I am drinking water from my container, I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker. This has also the smallest little bit of a tingle to it. Again, like a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10. You can barely feel it. And at this point, I'm like, is it really the lip oil? And I think it is. Or is it the fact that I've been wiping things off and my lips are kind of a little traumatized right now? This is still one of my favorite lip oils. I am not currently a member at Beauty Pie, so I'm not going to be repurchasing this, but I still have like 3 others. So out of the 4 that I have, I still am carefully using them and kind of savoring them. If you are a Beauty Pie member and you haven't tried this, give yourself the treat of one of the best lip oils out there. I really, really love this one. This next lip oil, I feel like I have to eat my words because when I first got it, I put it in the fails category. And I put it in the fails category because she's pH adjusting. And I should have known it was going to be pH adjusting because a lot of these more luxury lip oils are kind of going for that Dior lip oil thing where they all have a little bit of a pH adjuster in them. And I don't love that. But this is from Guerlain, the Kiss Kiss Bee Glow Lip Oil. And this here is in the shade Honey Glow. Okay. One of my favorite things about this is the doe foot. The doe foot is beautiful. It has a nice flex to it. It's super soft. It feels like a kitten's paw. The formula is nice and thick, but not too thick. Pulling it out once is just enough. It has a nice, almost honey-like texture, but not in a bad, sticky way. It has definitely a little bit more body than some of the other oils that are a little bit thinner. But because this is from their Kiss Kiss Bee Glow line, I'm not surprised that it kind of feels a little honey-like. It does have that really thick, cushy feel to it. And for me, even though this is pH adjusting and I don't like that, the longer I wear this, the more like hot pink my lips are going to turn. But what I love about this the most is that it has the most, I mean, you are paying top dollar. You're paying $40 here. I think this is maybe the most expensive lip oil out of all of them. But I feel like the experience is worth it. If you're not afraid of paying for luxury lip products, this one's glorious. Glorious. And on a day when you're wearing very little makeup or a really heavy eye and you want a real simple lip, this sort of thing is fantastic. It's very nourishing. It clings to the lips. It doesn't go outside of my lip line. I mean, there are so many things that I really like about this formula. The only downside, I just wish I could get this color on the lips. I feel like I'm eating my words, and the more I use it, the more I love it. I'm just so in love with this Guerlain Kiss Kiss Bee Lip Glow. It's so, so beautiful. This is the first lip oil that kind of really changed my standards for what I was looking for. And it's the Clarins lip oil. This one here is in the shade Pitaya. I do have one that I've nearly finished. This is in the shade Chocolate, but I just think these are beautiful. This is everything. You can see that this is a pH adjusting one. The doe foot is the reason that I have the criteria that I do. When I tried this lip oil a couple of years back, I was like, whoa, it changed the game for me. It changed the way I really started thinking about how important the applicator is to the entire experience. This is Faintly Sweet, one of those that a little bit thinner. This definitely feels more oil-like and less gloss-like. And you're getting the perfect amount when you pull it out. Looks like nearly nothing on the lips. It looks like it's clear. It's right here, but it will pinken up. One thing that I do like is that not every single one from Clarins is pH adjusting, because the one that's nearly out here is not. I love this so much. It has a beautiful subtle sweetness to it. But this one I have just like completely barreled through. I probably should get rid of it and get another one. But I really feel like this is the lip oil that made me sit up and pay attention and go, okay, so you can expect more from a lip oil. These are currently $30. I remember buying them when they were still kind of like $22, $24. But prices are going up for everything. I know that's going to happen. This is one though that at $30, I still feel it's like it's worth it. It feels really good on the lips. And for me, it's one of my OGs that made me really feel like, okay, this is what a lip oil should be, because this feels more oil-like and less gloss-like. It does really great things for my lips texturally. It's very, very hydrating. And the whole experience, it's just beautiful. I really, really like it. So my number one lip oil is one that kind of surprised me because I haven't had it that long, but I can't stop reaching for it. I'm obsessed Obsessed, obsessed. And it's new from Lancome. This is their Lippy Dole Juicy Treat Lip Oil. I have the shade Million Dollar Berry. Okay, first thing you want to know is the shape of this applicator is fantastic. It pulls out plenty of product. You don't have to dip in for any more. The little scoop on here really hugs my lips and does a great job of distributing product. If I feel like I need any more, I can pick up some from the backside and then continue to apply by turning it back around so it hugs the lips. There's something about the shape of this applicator that is so fantastic because it does have this little scoop here. It doesn't feel like it's too big. Sometimes, you know what I do? I'll put my lips together and do this and get product on both sides if I'm being really lazy. It's kind of silly, but I love this applicator. I mean, very, very flexible. The flocking on here is like a kitten's paw. It's so, so soft. I feel like the Guerlain probably has the applicator that I like the most. But this one is fantastic. There is a subtle tingling to this, a little of a minty tingle where it's not bad. I'd say it's about a 2.5, maybe a 3, where you can feel it, but it's not going to be so bad that you feel like, oh my goodness, my lips are burning. And it doesn't last terribly long at all. I like that this doesn't go outside my vermilion border. Highly, highly nourishing on the lips. I really, really like it. And I like that it stays on my lips for a while. There are some other ones where I feel like I'm constantly putting them on and they just kind of disappear into the ether. This one stays and it feels so good on the lips. It has a nice cushy texture. When you build it up, it still doesn't string and pull. It is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for watching today. This was kind of hard. As I'm looking back through it, remember that my opinions can be different based on the day or my mood or whether I've eaten or not. So take a grain of salt with that because I'm looking back going, you know what? I probably should have ranked this guy a little bit higher. This guy's great. I probably should have ranked this one a little bit higher, but they are where they are for right now. If you have any questions about any of these lip oils, let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, just dropped one. But these top 10 are absolutely fabulous. These are the ones that I would say are worth your time and your money. And I'm not saying that some of the other ones aren't good, but these top ones here are the ones that I would repurchase in a heartbeat. And I have repurchased in a heartbeat because I have like several. Thank you so much for making the time to watch today. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll see you again soon.